What's up guys, welcome back to Software Solutions, and today we're talking about Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 and its latest update, which is Season 2. Now, as you all know, Call of Duty just in general does this thing where every time an update gets released, they intend to fuck their game up. Now, yes, it's a common known factor that the game is completely fucked every time they do an update in general. Today I'm going to show you the best settings that you can use in this game right now at this very moment. Now, it's going to depend on the machine that you're running, and it's going to depend on the upscalings you're using and what settings you're using in this game. Now, the config file plays the most important role when it comes to Modern Warfare 3 because you can actually gain 50 to 70 to 80 FPS just by changing a few things in the config file itself. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to be showing you the best settings for Modern Warfare 3 Season 2 right now so you can have a smooth gameplay experience. If this worked for you, smash that like button, leave a comment down below, subscribe to me to the channel if you're new here. Alright, let's get straight into this video. Let me show you the best settings for Modern Warfare 3. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so the first thing I highly recommend you go ahead and do is change the config file, and it's the most important step that you're going to need to take. I'm going to try and make this video short, sweet, and simple as possible as I can, but I need to go through a lot of things so you guys can actually get the performance that you want. All right, so the first thing you're going to do is go to this file explorer over here, and then go to documents, go to Call of Duty, go to players, and then come to this file over here that says options 4.cod23, and you're going to right click on it and just say open with any notepad or any editing software, and then open this up. Now make it big, and then these two are the most important things that you're going to be changing. Please go ahead and take note of what I'm about to tell you. It plays a very, very big role on your game itself. Okay, now number one is this one over here. So this is basically the VRAM scale that you're going to be using in Modern Warfare 3, right? So currently, as you can see, when it says 0.90, that is 90% on the VRAM scale inside the game when you're using the VRAM scale settings in the game itself. Now, at this very moment, a lot of people are doing this where they're taking this over here and then just saying copy and then go here and delete everything inside here and just press Control V and paste that in there. It's actually increasing a lot of people's performance and FPS in general and makes the game run better. Now, if you feel that this basically doesn't work for you, because for some GPUs this won't work, and for some GPUs it will. It does depend on your specific GPU you're currently running. Okay, so basically this is your GPU and this is the part where it plays with your CPU. All right, now I'm going to go over both of them. So like I said, if you copy the maxed value inside here and you paste it in here and you see that your game runs perfectly fine and you're doing more FPS, then this worked for you. Okay, now if it does not work for you and you feel that the game is now less responsive or the FPS is worse or whatever the case might be, then I highly recommend you type in 0 over here, you put a 9 over here, and then you have your VRAM scale target back to 90. Okay, I highly recommend you go ahead and do this if yours can't handle that. Okay, it's just for people out there, because I had comments on my previous video of people saying that this worked for them and then some people it didn't work for. So I just want to mention that if this isn't working for you, please go back to the default of 90%. Or if you don't want to type it yourself, you can just go back into the game and then change the VRAM scale in the game to about 70, say apply, and then change it back to 90, and then this will show 90 again in your config file. All right, now this one over here, threaded count for handling the job queue. Now, back in the day, this used to be your total cores of Intel and then half your cores for Ryzen. Now, there was a whole debate where Ryzen was also your total cores and it would work perfectly fine. Now, it doesn't work like that anymore. It has now changed to your max threads. So this is to do with your threads, not your cores. Not for Season 2 anymore. For Season 1, you could put your total cores inside here and it would run perfectly fine. Now, I don't know if it still happens and works perfectly fine for you. If it does, then don't touch this. But right now, at this very moment, you're actually supposed to put your threads inside here, your total threads. So let's say you got a Ryzen CPU or an Intel CPU that's got 6 cores and 12 threads. Then you're going to need to type in 12 over here. Now, let's just say you got 16 threads, you're going to type in 16. Now, let's just say you got 24 threads or higher. Do not, I repeat, do not type in 24 like this. Don't do that. type in 16 because the highest value it can go to is 16. So if you type in 24 inside here, it will override itself and then make your game run worse. So please don't do that. Rather type in 16 just like this and then leave it like that. You should be good to go if you've got more than 16 threads, okay? But please go ahead and put your total threads inside here. I got an 8-core, 8-thread CPU. It's a 9700K, so I go ahead and put 8 threads inside here, and I run my game perfectly fine like this. And then I also have that value there put inside here running perfectly fine for me, okay? Now, like I said before, a lot of people do say that this works and then it doesn't work for some GPUs. So then I highly recommend just having it like this and you should be good to go. Please go ahead and do that. Now, something I just want to mention and go over is because a lot of people have asked me about my config file and what have I changed all and all those things is I'm going to show you my config file and you can just watch it. You can just pause it where yours isn't the same like mine. Go ahead and pause my video and change the config file to my settings and you should be good to go. All right, let's jump straight over that. Right, ladies and gentlemen, so something I just want to point out is this. A lot of people are saying stuff like you need to go all the way down and then change the blood effects and stuff like that so that you can get more FPS out of your game by disabling the blood effects and stuff like that. You don't need to do that if you have these two correct. If you have these two correct, you do not need to change anything else in the config file, but go ahead and just make sure that you have my settings like mine, and you should be good to go with FPS, with stuttering and stuff like that. It will all go away and your game will run perfectly fine. So I hope this config file helped you guys out. All right, let's jump straight into the next step. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so the next step I highly recommend you go ahead and do is update your GPU drivers to the latest graphics card driver updates. Now, as you can see, for Nvidia, it's 551.23, and then for AMD, you can go ahead and check out the latest graphics card drivers. Now, before you scroll down to my comment section down below and start commenting shit, I know this, personally. I know that if you roll back drivers, you might get more performance out of your game by running maybe the previous version of your card or the version before that, or whatever the case might be. I know rolling back your drivers might give you more performance. Now, I'm not saying that running this new version is not working for you. It might work for you perfectly fine, but then you're getting less performance. Now, I do know that rolling back your drivers can give you more performance. If you're one of those people out there that have to roll back drivers to see more performance, then go ahead and do so. That is your own personal preference on what you're going to do here. Now, just the GPU drivers itself updating for Call of Duty is a fuck up, all right? It means Call of Duty in general is a fuck up. It's a fucked game, all right? So we all know this. All my subscribers know this. If you're new to my fucking channel right now, subscribe. Get to into this, the scene of this community of my videos that I upload for people, because I try and help the community as best as I can. I honestly fucking try my best. It takes a lot of time, a lot of dedication making these fucking videos. So for the love of fuck, all you can do is smash the like button, leave a comment down below with some feedback saying, yo dude, this helped, or yo dude, this didn't help, or whatever the case might be. Leave a comment down below, leave feedback, leave a super thanks. There's a thanks button to show your support to my YouTube channel. It means a lot to me. It really fucking does. I'm putting a lot of effort into these videos. It takes a lot of time, a lot of fucking research. Trust me, it does. It really, really fucking does take a lot of time and dedication. All right, let's jump straight into the next step. All right, so the next step I highly recommend you go ahead and do is you click on the start button over here and go to settings, or you can just go to the search button and type settings just like this, and then press enter. This will open up for you, and then the very first thing I highly recommend you go ahead and do is you're going to come to gaming over here. Now the first thing is game bar. If you do not use this, I highly recommend turning it off. If you do use it, don't touch it, then use it as you please. All right. Very important is game mode over here. Game mode should be on right now for season 2. Please go ahead and do that. From here, you're going to go to graphics settings and you're going to come inside here. Now, I highly recommend that you go ahead and put hardware accelerated GPU scheduling turned on. Turn it on. If you have yours off, please turn it on. If you turn it on, it's going to ask you to restart your computer. Don't do that. Restart your computer once this whole entire video is done. Then I will give you the privilege to go ahead and restart your PC, because you're going to need to do that in anyways at the end of my video. Now, as you can see here, I have Call of Duty inside here. This can actually help you with performance, latency, and just in general make your game run better. All right, now as you can see, I have mine in here, so I'm just going to remove it. Right, I'm going to say remove, and now this is how you're going to add it. You're going to click on browse, and then you're going to go to where your game is installed. Okay, so I have my game installed on this drive over here. Don't worry, this is just what I called my Call of Duty. Yours might be a different name, whatever the case might be. Just go inside that folder, and then that's what I renamed it yet again. Go inside here, and then it says launcher. That's not what you want to click on. You want to go in here and then scroll down and look for COD. It's the biggest file inside here. As you can see, you're going to click on this, double click on it, and bring it inside here. So it's called Call of Duty HQ. You're going to click on options and then click on high performance and let it select your dedicated GPU that you're currently running right now to play Call of Duty. So please go ahead and do this, and then click on save, and then you're going to click on the home button. Right, the next step I recommend you go ahead and do is this over here. Click on privacy and then scroll all the way down to where you see it says background apps. And if you're a Windows 10 user like me, all you're going to need to do is go from on to off. All right, and then all of these things, you might have more things than me or less things than me, will use resources in the background like your CPU, your RAM, and it can actually use your VRAM usage as well. Trust me, it uses your VRAM usage. So if you're a Windows 10 user, just go from on to off and let every background app be turned off while you're playing Call of Duty, especially when it comes to Call of Duty. Now, if you're a Windows 11 user, you're going to have to individually disable these things one by one. I'm not going to show you how to do that. Just Google how to do it, but it's going to make the video way too long, so just Google how to do it, and you should be sorted. Just disable all background apps. All right, from here, you're going to click on the home button, and then from here, you're going to go to update and security, and then just come to your Windows updates. Now, please go ahead and check for updates. Please go ahead and do this. It's very important for you to do this, okay? So as you can see, I did my update over here about a half an hour ago. As you can see, I did my update to check if there's new updates on my Windows. It plays a very important role on your machine. Trust me, for all games, not just Call of Duty. Keep your Windows up to date. All right. From here, you're going to go to home button, and then you're going to go to apps like this, and you're going to go to apps and features, and then these are all your apps and features. Now, please go ahead and uninstall all the unnecessary bullshit off your machine that you don't use. Like number one, for instance, single-player games you don't play anymore, that's just hovering in the background for no fucking reason. Uninstall them. Unless you've got multiple SSDs and M.2s or whatever the case might be, you should be fine. But I highly recommend uninstalling nonsense off your machine. Just do not touch Windows stuff. Please don't uninstall Windows things. You're going to fuck your machine over. Please don't do that. But please go ahead and uninstall programs that you do not need. It's very important to keep your hard drives, SSDs or M.2s or just drives, let me call them drives, your drives in general in the blue. Don't let them go into the red. Once they're in the red, your machine slows down and your games are going to perform worse than what they do when they're in the blue. So just have more than enough space on all your drives. All right, let's jump straight into the next step. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so the next step I highly recommend you go ahead and do is scan your machine for corrupt files. Now, corrupt files can actually make your game not respond, crash, or just in general make your game run worse. If you have corrupt files on your machine in general, your machine won't perform the way it should perform. So please go ahead and do this. I don't care if you did this yesterday. Do it again. Please do it again. I do it on multiple occasions. Please go ahead and do this. It's very easy to do. You're going to come to the search button over here, type in CMD, and then you're going to go to command prompt, right click on it, say run as administrator. It's going to ask you yes or no. You're going to say yes to the command prompt, and it's going to look like this. Now, I highly recommend you go ahead and do this. Please, for the love of fuck, scan your machine that you're currently running right now. I don't care if you think that your machine's the best, or whatever the case might be, that you like, oh no, my machine's all good, it's all good. Please, listen, okay? Even I get problems, and I make FPS boost guides for a living. So please, go ahead and do this, alright? So type in SFC spacebar / scan now. One word, just like this, and press enter. Now, once you press enter, it's going to start scanning through your machine itself, through all your drives, and through your Windows files, through your games, through everything, and find out if you have corrupt files to do with any game, to do with any program, to do with anything on your machine, and it will automatically fix it for you. It's a very, very good tool to use at this very moment. Please go ahead and do this. I recommend that you do this. Please. It will work for you. It will fix it automatically. This is a pretty cool feature for Windows to scan through your files and fix your files for you for free without getting some, I don't know, me linking you a website down below and it's like fucking a virus or some bullshit. I'm not a YouTuber that does that. I won't fucking do that to my community. I am here to help, not here to fucking fuck you over. All right, so just do this. Once it's done, then you can go ahead and watch the rest of my video. All right, let's jump straight to the next step. Alright, so the next step that's very important, if you are an Nvidia user like me, it plays a very big role on your gameplay's performance. Trust me on this. You're going to right click on your desktop and open up Nvidia control panel, and then once the Nvidia control panel is opened, I'm going to explain everything inside here. Now, a lot of people has asked me, you're like, yo dude, why is this off? Why is this on? Why is this? Why is this? Why this? Why this? Now, I'm going to explain the whys. Right. Number one, adjust image settings with preview. You're going to have it as use the advanced 3D image settings. Now, before you do anything, don't just fucking rush through my video. Relax. Calm the fuck down. All right. Now, go to use my preference. Now, I want to explain something. If you have this at quality, you need to at least have a decent GPU. When I say decent, I'm going to explain it like this. Okay, I just bought myself a 4070 Super, right? It came out like a few weeks ago, right? It's already a GPU where people are saying, it's not the best of GPUs anymore. It's not even classed as a high-end GPU. So please don't come here with, yo dude, is an RX 580 8GB high-end GPU. No, it's not. It's the equivalent of a calculator. Fuck it out your window. Buy a new GPU. We in 2024. Please buy a fucking new GPU. Right, now, people that's out there that's running 20 series cards and 30 series cards, no, you do not need to upgrade. Don't let the people tell you stuff like, yo dude, you got a 3060 Ti, that's time for upgrading. No, you don't need to. I had a 2060 OC and it was capable of running this game perfectly fine and having this quality over here as well. So if you have something like a 2060 OC, basically a 2070, right? If you have something like that and higher, the equivalent of higher from AMD side or Nvidia side, whatever the case might be, put this at quality, okay? Then, if we're going lower down and you have a lower generation GPU, put this at balance. That's where you're going to put it at. Have it at balanced. Please go ahead and do that. If you got a shit GPU and you know it's dog shit, it's physically the equivalent of dog shit, then put it on performance. Right? Leave it at performance. You'll see that this will change in quality. It will now look pixelated. But would you rather be able to play the game with more frames and have your game a little bit pixelated, or not play the game at all, where you're doing like, I don't know, 10 FPS while playing the fucking game? So that's me being blunt, open, and straight honest with you guys, because people want me to be like that. So this is me. This is what makes my channel. I'm very open and honest. As you can see, it's pixelated now. If I go to quality and I pull it all the way to quality, it looks fucking beautiful. Now my 4070 Super is capable of running this perfectly fine like this. The 30 series runs them perfectly fine, and then also the 20 series on them perfectly fine as well. Anyways, so if you have a good enough GPU, quality. Like I said, if you have a mid-range GPU, balance. If you have a dog shit GPU, performance, and then apply. Now, I don't need to do this because mine's already on quality, and then I'm going to go back here. Please go ahead and do that. Once you applied it, come back here and go to use the advanced 3D image settings and click on take me there, which is basically going to take you to manage 3D settings. Now, I'm going to show you this. Now I'm going to keep this on my screen. Can you see that it is multiple things that has changed inside here? For instance, this is 8. This is not supposed to be on 8. That is on 4. That is not supposed to be on 4. There's a lot of things inside here that has now been changed for no fucking reason whatsoever. It's been changed because I updated my graphics card drivers. Then this changes. So ladies and gentlemen, when you update your graphics card drivers, please come inside here and come look if it changed. If it didn't change, you're good to go. Right? But if it did, please fucking change it to the correct shit. All right. So off. This should not be on 8, and neither. If someone tells you that you should put this on 16, tell them also to go fuck themselves. All right. Put this off. You do not fucking need it. This one over here where it says 4 times 4 basically, or 4 times, or whatever you want to call it, you're going to say application controlled. All right. Now you're going to scroll down. You're going to come to CUDA GPUs, select it, and then go on to this one over here, and then select your dedicated graphics card that you're currently running. Make sure it's checked, and then go OK. Then, where it says CUDA system fallback policy, make sure it says prefer system fallback. DSR factors, for some reason, my DSR factors yesterday, for some reason, was upscaling itself. So I'm just going to prove this to you, so I'm going to go into it. It was here, there, because I was trying to run my game at fucking 4K. So you do not need that. Turn it the fuck off. Thank you. Now, where it says low latency mode, a lot of people ask me the same question. Yo, dude, should I put low latency mode on, off, ultra? Which one do I use? Yo, dude, I only have ultra. Yo, dude, I don't know what to do here. So let me explain what you do here. If you only have the ultra option, put it on ultra. If you have ultra and on, put it on on. All right? Do not have this off. Yeah, my GPU runs it perfectly fine on off as well. It really does. I swear to God. But for some reason, on just runs better. There's a little bit better with the 1% lows of your FPS in the game. Leave it at on if you have the on option and the ultra option. Now we're going to skip over these because you're not going to max your frame rate in here. You're going to max your frame rate in your games. Now, here, OpenGL GDI compatibility. Performance, that's what you're going to put it on. Prefer performance, right? OpenGL rendering GPU is your GPU that you're currently running to play the fucking games that you're playing on your PC. So select it. Which is power management mode, go to prefer maximum performance. And if one more person comments down below, if they go here, I'm just going to show you, right? So there's a normal mode now, and then prefer maximum performance on my current GPU. Yours might have optimal power or some bullshit like that. Don't comment down below that, no, don't put on prefer maximum performance, your GPU is going to blow up. I had my 2060 for multiple years. It never blew up. It's not like my GPU is going to jump out of the case and then run out the front door and I'm going to be chasing it and I'm going to be like, why are you running away? And it's going to be like, no, you put me on maximum performance. Like, ladies and gentlemen, please, like, listen, I built a community to basically give you information, to use my intelligence to give it to you so you can use it. Don't be a potato and leave a comment down below and be like, no, that's going to break my GPU. No. No, it's not. It's not. I literally bought myself a brand new 4070 Super. I overclocked the living fuck out of it and I'm using prefer maximum performance. I let that GPU run its fuck off. It's what it needs to do. GPUs are capable of doing that right now if you don't want to listen to me. Because a lot of people's going to be like, yo, dude, if I put it on ultimate power and all that stuff, it won't eat my GPU so much while I'm not playing the game and stuff like that. Then fucking use MSI Afterburner. Holy shit. If you're being retarded, look here. Let me just fucking show you people this, because holy shit, the comments I'm getting. Okay, this is my current GPU. This is what I'm running. There's my version, 551.23. I have no overclocking happening. I have my power limit and my temp limit at 88 and 100. When you pull this one, over here, you can singly pull them, or you can pull them so when you pull this, that also gets pulled down, right? This is what I'm currently using. Now, as you can see, it's running at its max. It always runs like this, even when I don't play games. I'm literally just recording a video, and I'm running them at max. Look, no games are running. My GPU is not going to be like, hey, put me off. I'm going to die. No, it's not going to fucking happen. Please, for the love of fuck, don't leave me stupid comments. And then one thing I want to mention, since I'm in here right now in anyways, 90% on your GPU's fan speed when you in your games, all right? And then when I don't game, I go here, then I have my fans at 35. But when I game, I have it at 90. So I have saved profiles, all right? Very easy to do, ladies and gentlemen. Very fucking easy to do. Yes, I know your PC might sound like a fucking jet next to you, but that's all right. You want your temperatures to be low when you're playing your games. If your temperatures climbs too high, it will thermal throttle. Then if you're thermal throttling, you lose FPS. Anyways, let's get out of this, otherwise I make a whole situation out of this. Shader cache right now, this very moment, does not need to be on 100 gigs. With Season 2 right now, does not need to be on 100 gigs. You can leave it at driver default. It runs perfectly fine on driver default. Now, this plays a very big role when it comes to, yet again, what GPU you're running. Okay, if you're running a high-end GPU, or at least what I thought is a high-end GPU, I thought my 4070 was a high-end GPU, but apparently people are like, no, the 50 series are coming out, and I'm like already like, what? Like, you can't keep up with GPUs anymore. You basically buy a new GPU like today, and then a week from now, a better one comes out, right? And it can outperform your GPU with its eyes closed, basically unplugged. It doesn't even need to be plugged in, and it can outperform your GPU. So, I'm not going to get into that, but whatever. Cool. I have mine at quality, because my 4070 Super can handle quality. If you have anything lower, like I said, you know you got a shitty GPU, go to performance. If you got a very shit GPU, go to high performance. Okay? I have mine at quality, I have a 4070 Super, so it runs perfectly fine. Okay, now, threaded optimization, please go ahead and turn this on. For Ryzen CPUs and Intel, go ahead and turn it on. And people that ask me for the question about G-Sync, turn it off, okay? Turn it the fuck off. Call of Duty doesn't take hold of the G-Sync option. Call of Duty, in general, is fucked. So don't turn things on that you don't need to turn on. So I go over the things that you should and that you shouldn't. Just listen to me, and that's all you need to fucking do. Literally, listen to my video, follow my steps, and you will see the fucking results yourself. Once you play your game, you'll see the results. So the rest of the options here are just virtual reality things. You do not need this. You don't play this game in virtual reality, so fucking leave it. All right, once you change all of this, please go ahead and apply this. Your screen might go completely black. This could be your main screen, your multiple screens that you have. If you have multiple screens, it might go completely black, or it'll just refresh a couple of times and it will apply the settings. Once this is applied, you're going to come to config, surround, and physics, and this is what your physics is handled. Your GPU handles your physics. Now, as you can see, I have my 3 monitors over here, or my screen, and then my 2 monitors. Right, okay, cool. Now, your physics are handled through your GPU. So please don't select auto select, don't select CPU, select your dedicated graphics card, and then say apply over here if you haven't done that already. If you have, skip this option. Go to adjust desktop color settings and come inside here. Now, instead of using Nvidia filters, which decreases FPS when it comes to any fucking game, go ahead and do it like this, and fucking don't use Nvidia filters. I don't use it. That's your own personal preference. If you want to use it, go ahead. It's your own personal preference. But you can do it right here. Okay? So brightness, 50. Because you're going to change the brightness in your games, not in here. 50 is the defaults, right? Contrast, 65, sweet spot right now. Gamma, 1.00, defaults. 95 is me. This is my own personal preference when it comes to my main screen that I play Call of Duty on. Okay, if you pull this all the way to 0, it's going to go black and white on your screen. Cool. If you pull it to 50, like this is Windows default settings. If you look at your screen now, does it look washed out if you went from here somewhere to 50? Does it look washed out at all? Because, can I get this on 50? Thank you, for love of fuck. Now, look at the difference between 50 and pushing it higher. Your screen will now look washed out and it will look like shit. Okay? You don't want that. So, push it up. Go to 75, go to 80, go to 85, go to, I don't know, 90. It's your own personal preference when it comes to this. But mine, my sweet spot, 95 over here, and you should be perfectly good to go when it comes to how your game looks, the digital vibrance. And this won't just happen for Call of Duty, it will work for all the games that you're going to be playing. Anyways, you're going to apply these settings. Ladies and gentlemen, let's jump straight into the fucking game. Let me show you the best settings you can use for Season 2. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, before we jump straight into the game now, whoa, before you skip through my sponsorship, yes, I sponsored up with Sense Quality. They are absolutely fucking amazing, and they know what they're doing. As much as I'm knowing what I'm doing, they know what they're doing as well. And trust me, they really do know what they're doing when it comes to Call of Duty, and they're on the roll every single day on their Twitter page and all that kind of shit, so they know what they're doing. So if you are a streamer and you're struggling with the FPS, I know a lot of people that have decent computers that's struggling with FPS and they're streamers, and they just in general aren't achieving the FPS that they should be achieving. Now, if you would like to personally ask me to help you with your machine, you can literally just email me. My email's on my YouTube, right? It's literally www.cosmo@gmail.com. It's down on my YouTube. You can go ahead and send me an email. If you want me to personalize help you with your machine, you can go ahead and do so. Okay? This is Sense Quality. They are very good with what they do. They work with multiple absolute amazing fucking professional Call of Duty players. They even built Swag's PC for him. They built his machine, and he couldn't believe what the fuck he was seeing. He was seeing 500 FPS when it comes to Call of Duty. And yes, it was possible of reaching that FPS. Now, obviously, it depends on the machine that you're running. So if you're running a dog shit machine, you're going to see dog shit FPS. If you're running a decent machine, you're going to see decent FPS. Now, I do that for everyone out there, and it doesn't matter what machine you're running. I'll make your machine run decent FPS. So if you want a personalized help, you can either email me and personalize help you through Discord or whatever the case might be, or you can go to the affiliate link down in the description down below, and then you can go ahead and speak to Sense Quality themselves, and they can actually help you out as best as they can. Alright, let's jump straight into the game. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, we are in the game right now, and as you can see here at the bottom, I have 11.71 gigs available, right? So I have a 12 gig graphics card. Now, with the config file, if you watched my video where I'm in the beginning of my video where I show the config file, the two changes that you can do with the thread count and then also that VRAM scale, basically changing it to 2 instead of 0.90. That's why it's so very important for you guys to watch my video from the beginning to the end and not just skip all the way through to only the Call of Duty settings. If you just skip straight to my video till here where I'm now in the game changing settings, this is not going to work for you, right? So please don't leave a comment down below that this didn't work for you because you skipped straight through my video to my settings. That's your problem. Okay, anyways, ladies and gentlemen, if you watch my video from the beginning to the end, by turning the background apps off, now you can see here, I have 0.83 being used in the background, okay? That's normal. Some people I've seen literally use 2 gigs, almost to 3 gigabytes of background apps being run in the background. That is literally stupid. Like honest to God, it's stupid. It's almost 4 gigs that you're using. Some GPUs only have 4 gigs available of VRAM. So please turn your background apps off. It's very important. All right, let's jump through these. All right, so windowed mode, I highly recommend you go ahead and play in this. And if I know a lot of people will say don't play in this, but if you have a very low end GPU and a very low end PC in general, when it comes to laptops or PC, whatever the case might be, budget gaming computer, let's just say that, right? Run it in windowed mode. I've actually seen people run with their budget gaming machines. Windowed mode gives them more FPS, just in general. It gives them more FPS. Now, full screen exclusive, it does help with latency and input latency. It does help with it. It really does. Now, it helps when you have one monitor. If you have multiple monitors, okay, like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I don't care how many monitors you have. I would like to tell you that it's actually really good if you have multiple monitors to run your game in full screen borderless. This is how I run my game, and a lot of streamers that do really good FPS have multiple monitors. Why? Because they're watching their Twitch or their YouTube or wherever they're streaming on their platforms, they are watching on their other screen. So they use full screen borderless. So if people tell you like, no, you need to use full screen exclusive because it's the best, no. Look, if you have one screen, go with full screen exclusive. If you have multiple screens, full screen borderless. I'm running it like this, and I'm not getting like FPS drops or 1% lows that look ridiculous. My game runs perfectly fine. You saw in the beginning of my video how my FPS looks and how I run around and how my FPS drops and how it climbs up. That's just Call of Duty for you. It's very unoptimized, so the FPS drops in general. Right, Full screen extended window is also something I would highly recommend for low-end users to use. But in anyways, if you've got a decent enough machine, run it with full screen borderless with multiple screens, and then full screen exclusive if you have one monitor. Right, let's jump to the next step. Alright, so this one plays a very big role as well. I have mine at 2.4 because I am currently running a TV. I'm running a 55-inch Samsung Smart 4K TV, okay? So that's why I have it at 2.4. Please, if you have a monitor or a display, put it at 2.2. Just open your eyes and read. That's literally all you need to do. I don't know why a lot of people ask me questions in my comment section down below, like, yo dude, what is the PC that you're running? What GPU do you have? But it's physically in my video what I'm using. I don't know if I should make my videos in Braille. I don't know. Like what more I should do to spoon feed you even more. Why ask me what GPU I'm running if it literally states everywhere where I go into my settings what GPU I'm currently running. And I repeat myself multiple times of what GPU I'm running. But no, I still get comments saying, yo dude, what GPU are you running? Like, I don't get it, but anyways, I'm not going to get into this because I'm going to make this a rant and rave video, and I don't want to do that. Anyways, so 2.4 is if you're running on a TV, okay? If you're running on a display or a laptop screen, go with 2.2, okay? Anyways, brightness, I highly recommend changing it from the default, which is 50, to 55 to 60. Don't push it higher than 60, otherwise the game looks washed out, and you don't want that. Constant mouse to game window is something I just want to point out is, I don't know how hard you flick with your mouse, I really don't know. But let's just say I flick extremely hard to the left, right? I'm on my other monitor right now. Okay, so let's just bring that back. All right, now I'm going to flick to my right. Now I'm on my other monitor. Okay, yet again, I have two monitors on my sides. Okay, now, if you want to, you can go ahead and apply this and say, okay, now you can't get off the screen. At all. You cannot get off the screen. So it's a pretty cool feature. It's for people out there that I don't know, do super flicks. I don't know. I don't know why this option's here, to be honest with you, because I never play the game and then I move to the left and it goes onto my other screens. It doesn't do that. I don't know why Call of Duty did this, but yeah, whatever. It's COD. They smoke crack. So I don't give a fuck. So I turned it off anyways. When I play the game, it's not going to flick off the screen and go to my other monitors. Alright, so this is something very important that I need to talk about is the Nvidia Reflex Low Latency. A lot of people don't know what to put this on depending on their machine, so let me just explain this to you. I don't know, like, people leave me comments saying, yo dude, what GPU are you running? Even though I, like, literally say it 1,000 times in my video, and they still leave me comments, yo dude, what GPU are you running? I don't understand if people are watching my video blindfolded or with their monitors off, or I don't know. I don't have an explanation for it. But anyway, so if it sounds gibberish to you when I say CPU bound or GPU bound, if it sounds gibberish to you, let me explain it like this. Okay, if you have a really strong GPU and a low-end CPU, okay, then put it on plus boost, because then it will use more of your GPU. Now, you're going to put it on to use more of your CPU instead of your GPU. So if you've got a better CPU than a GPU, you know your CPU is much better than your GPU and it's newer, then put it on. That's how this works. Just don't put it off. If you put it off, it's going to run like dog shit. Your game's physically going to stutter and run like dog shit. So run this on what it should be on, depending on your machine. Right. Eco mode, custom. Leave this at custom. Please do not select any of these. Select custom and leave it there. VSync for menus, off. Right. This one over here, obviously for gameplay, off as well, please. And then this one over here, unlimited. Yes, I know a lot of people say that you need to limit this or go to custom and then limit it to whatever the fuck you want to, because yeah, your GPU's yet again gonna jump out your PC case and then run out the fucking front door and then you need to go chase it. No, just fucking no. Just put it on limited and do unlimited frames. One time, shoe shine. Alright, this one over here, menu render resolution, native. This one over here, pause game rendering, off. Completely off, turn it the fuck off. Focus mode is a pretty neat feature for if you don't want to turn your monitors off. It's a cool feature, I guess. I don't know what crack Call of Duty was smoking, but you can literally pull this all the way to 100%. I guess you're going to get people that's not going to understand this option over here. Because if you apply it, then if you have multiple screens like me, both my screens on my right and left hand side were completely black now, so I can focus just on this main screen over here. But if I pull it all the way to 0 and apply it, then my screens come back on. So that's if you're lazy, I guess. I don't know, to turn your monitors off or on. But I don't know, yet again, I don't know what crack Activision smokes, but yet again, I know that they do smoke crack. Anyways, let's jump straight into the quality tab. All right, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, we are in the quality tab right now, and I highly recommend that you go ahead and play around with this over here, which is the upscaling. It is the most important role when it comes to the global quality settings, okay? Now, before, I said this before, and I'm just going to mention it to you yet again, Nvidia DLSS frame generation is on by me because I have a 4070 Super, and this is an option in COD by me to enable it. So when I enable it, I get about like what 40 to 80 FPS more with my GPU with this option on. When I turn it off, I actually see a decrease in FPS. So I take advantage of this. Now I actually had a comment saying, yo dude, I have a 4080 and I don't even have this option. Unfortunately, I don't know why you don't have that option, but it should automatically be in your game. It literally should be there, unless what you can do, if you are listening to me right now and you have a 4080 or you have a 40 series graphics card, delete your config file and then reopen COD, and it will make a brand new config file for you, and this option will most likely appear in your COD. All right, so I have this on, as you can see. I have this on. So for me, automatically, my Nvidia Reflex low latency mode is locked when I put this on. So I leave it on because it helps me. Anyways, like I said, this is the most important role, and then this is a bunch of bullshit. Turn it off right now. If you see this on your screen, turn it the fuck off. Turn it off. You don't need it at all with no GPU. Turn it the fuck off. Okay, Fidelity FX Cache is what I'm currently running with my GPU, all right? And I run it at about 50% over here with the strength. Now, the strength is your own personal preference, depending on how sharp you like to see your game or whatever screen you are currently running. This is going to depend on your personal preference, all right? Now, this is what I'm running, is Fidelity FX Cache. Makes the game look nice and sharp, and I do really good FPS with this upscaling right here. Now, if you want your game to look like a AAA title game and make your game look really good, but you're going to then obviously lose a slight bit of FPS, but not a lot. If you have a decent GPU, decent PC in general, you can go with Intel's upscaling, have this at quality. You can go with Nvidia DLSS, have this at quality, have this at 50, yet again your own personal preference, or you can go with Nvidia image scaling and then have this at quality, or you go to ultra quality or native. Native will run it at your resolution of your monitor, ultra quality will just be ultra quality, and the quality will be quality. All right, this is your own personal preference yet again, your own personal preference on how sharp you want this to be. Right, now, if you got a low-end GPU, and in general you know that you got a low-end GPU, you're going to go with AMD FSR. And no, ladies and gentlemen, it doesn't mean it says AMD that you need an AMD card to use this. You can use this with Nvidia as well. So I highly recommend either you play around with AMD FSR 1.0 or 3.0. Right now at this very moment, for me personally, from my side, if you want to hear it from my side, I recommend AMD FSR 3.0. Go to this if you're struggling, and then go to balanced. You can also go to performance, just do not go to ultra performance. You're going to tear out your own eyes or might just throw your monitor out your front window. Just please don't do that, because your game's going to look like dog shit. Run it at balanced. You can try, maybe see what FPS you do at quality, because it's going to make your game look better, but I highly recommend balance. You should be good to go, right? When it comes to AMD FSR 3.0. Now, in general, I recommend Fidelity FX Cache. Right now, at this very moment, Fidelity FX Cache just, for some reason, it just runs really fucking well. It ran really well on my 2060 OC, and it runs really well on my 4070 Super as well. So, in general, Fidelity FX Cache I favor right now. I'm just going to say it blatantly open and honest. I favor Fidelity FX Cache. Cool. Now, let's go on with this. Right, so where it says details and textures, I have mine at high. You do not need to have this at high. You really don't. You can have it at normal, or you can have it at low. At normal is, I don't know, like 20 to 30 series graphics cards can run this at normal, and you should be running this at normal. Anything lower than that, you're going to go to low, and your game will not look any worse than normal. Trust me, it's just going to eat more VRAM when you put it at normal and make you get less FPS. But there's not a lot of visual difference between low and normal. Do not put this at very low. Leave it at low. If you have a lower generation graphics card or a low-end PC or a low-end laptop, leave it at low and leave it like this. You should be fine. Okay, then this one also, then leave it at normal when you have a low-end machine, or you can go to low, but I recommend normal over here. For me, I run this at high and at high with my specific GPU. Okay, depth of field off. I have mine off because, yet again, I've been playing Call of Duty since basically Call of Duty has been released. I don't know why people play with depth of field, but yet again, it's your own personal preference. I'm not going to judge you, but you should not be playing with this because why? Just why? Why? Anyway, detail quality level. Please leave this at low because if you put this too high, all it's going to do is eat more VRAM, lose FPS, and as you can see here on the right-hand side, it shows you a sneak preview of what low and high looks like. Now, as you can see, there's no visual difference, so what the fuck? Leave it at low. Just leave it there, get more FPS out of your machine. Particle resolution, very low. Bullet impacts, on. Effects, you do not need to see the effects, off. Shader quality, a lot of people has actually mentioned this on social media and what I read up. People say that shader quality should be either put to like medium or high. No, you are incorrect when you are saying that. Shader quality, low. I highly recommend putting this at low. I can go ahead and put this at medium or high with my GPU, but I don't. I don't need to see these things. I put it at low. Like for instance, let me just show you an example. Can you see here's some water here and reflections of this hitting the water, right? But on low, there's no water and no reflections hitting this. Would you like to see reflections or would you like to see you fucking up an enemy with really good FPS? Which one would you choose? Yes, you would choose low. So leave it at low. Thank you. On-demand texture streaming, off. Leave it off. Don't touch this. Leave it the fuck off and done. Local texture streaming, I put mine at normal. The reason why I put mine at normal is because I have a 4070 Super. If you have anything lower than that, like a, I don't know, 20 series card that's out of date right now, or just in general a low-end GPU, go to low. Okay? I have mine at normal. I leave mine at normal with my GPU. This shadow and lighting plays a very big role on the game itself and how much VRAM it eats and how your game performs. Now, to be honest with you, turn everything the fuck off on very low. So very low, off, 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 and low. Leave it like this and you should be good to go. I have this like this with my 4070 Super. So trust me, you do not need these things. You don't. You really don't. All right, let's go down. Come to this, tessellation, off, off, always off. Don't put this on, just leave it the fuck off and done. Volumetric quality, low. Now, yes, I know. A lot of people has asked me like, yo, dude, don't you want to like see the sunbeams and stuff like that? No, I do not want to see this. Like, I'm not going to stand here and look at the sun coming through here and look at it and be like, oh, this looks so pretty. And then I get sniped in my face. No, leave this at low. And then obviously your physics quality at off. You do not need to see the fucking physics in the game. The weather grid volumes, you do not need to see that either. Turn it the fuck off. And then the water quality, you do not need to see. There's not a lot of difference between off, water caustics, wave wetness, and all. Turn this off. It's only an FPS hogger, and it's going to make your game run like dog shit. Now, once you're done doing this, we're going to go to the view tab right now. And this is my personal view tab, all right? Everyone has their own personal shit when it comes to this. I have mine at 120, affected, and then all the way at the bottom, you have a thing called inverted flash. Now, I take advantage of this because my screen then goes black instead of white. Now, at night, I have a 55-inch TV. You can only imagine when I get flashbanged. My entire room goes white, and I'm pretty sure the neighbors outside my window can also see that I'm literally being flashbanged in real life. Because that's what it seems like to me. I go completely blind. Alright, so I have inverted flash on. So if you have quite a huge monitor or whatever the case might be, turn this on and take advantage of this. Please go ahead and do that. Alright, from here, you're going to come to interface and you're going to come inside here. You're going to come to color customization and come inside here and then have your team at whatever color you want, but just make sure that your team and your party is the exact same color. From here, you're going to come to your enemy and then go to a custom color and then make it whatever the fuck you would like. I have mine as magenta pink like this because nothing in the game is actually pink unless they like Nicki Minaj or gun skins. But on the floor and on the ground while you are playing the game, there's nothing that's fucking pink. So that's why I have this as pink. Alright, cool. Now, color filter, there's a new one which is number 3, filter 3. Now, if I click on this, you'll see my shit go purple. Boom. My enemies are now purple. Now, if you favor filter 3, use it. It's your own personal preference. But yet again, I like the stock default filter 2. It looks the best, runs the best, and just in general for me, it's very appealing to my eyes. Alright, you're going to have this at both, this at 100%, and this at 100%, and you should be good to go. Now, the most important step you're going to need to do is this right here. You're going to click on restart shader preloading. Once you clicked on this like this and you click on restart, you're going to quit out of your game completely. If you're playing it through Battle.net or Steam, quit to your desktop. Then restart your computer completely. Come back onto your desktop and then open your game through Battle.net or Steam, wherever you're playing it. And then at the top left corner here, it's going to say installing shaders. Then wait for it to finish. Please, ladies and gentlemen, if you're still listening to my voice, wait for it to finish. Don't touch your keyboard. Don't touch your mouse. And then on the right hand side here, it will say 100% complete. Okay, once that is completed and the game runs better now, please do me this favor. Smash that like button, leave a comment down below, subscribe to my YouTube channel if you're new here, and leave a comment down below saying the goat is back, because then I know you watched my video from the beginning to the end. And if this actually helped you, say the goat is back, this helped, thanks so much. Appreciate it. You know, that will mean a lot to me. Or leave a donation, whatever you would like to do there in the comment section. It's up to you. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, just here to help the Call of Duty community as best I can. And as always, hope this helped you, and peace out.